In this video, we're going to be talking about Tron. We're going to be analyzing the price of Tron to see what price action is doing and basically giving a technical analysis upon Tron. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe as I'm trying to hit 600 subs. And before investing into Tron, please do your own research as I'm not a financial advisor. So looking on CoinMarketCap, you can see here that Tron is currently down 0.15% at the time of recording. You can see here on the daily chart that Tron was really bullish at the start of the day. We did reach the highs of 0.060, so which is looking good actually. And then from then onwards, we did have the initial drop towards the downside. I would say price is pretty much accumulating from now on. We were trading within a range and nothing major occurring over the past few hours. But if we quickly look on the weekly to see how Tron's been playing out, you can see here that Tron pretty much still trading within our range, essentially nothing crazy occurring. We did have the initial pump towards upside, reaching the highs of 0.063, which is really nice, but then price did come back down to the low of 0.058. So yeah, not looking too good for Tron. But let's quickly check on the monthly before we go over to trading view. So yeah, on the monthly you can see here that we were at 0.069, and then we did reach that low of 0.058 and on the pretty much on the monthly. And then you can see we're just trading within this range essentially, and hopefully with the overall current market condition we could become bullish again, as Bitcoin is still within a bearish territory. So let's go over to the daily, start from the daily to analyze Tron essentially. Let's start from the weekly in fact. So you can see on the weekly here that Tron did reach the high of 0.18 essentially, and then from then onwards price pretty much just dropped from then on. We did have the initial uprise, but then price failed to essentially make a new higher high essentially, and then price pretty much had the break of structure, which therefore led towards the downside. And then you can see here that we are in a strong demand zone. So if we go over to the daily, and let me just quickly mark out this demand zone. So you can see here, I can see here that there is a perfectly strong demand zone from this region. You can see here that price did tap into it once, twice, pretty much three times essentially. It looks like we did have an accumulation schematic play out within this region. If we drop it into the lower time frames, we will get back into that in a few moments. So yeah, let's go over to the 4-hour to see what price has been doing. So yeah, let's go over here. So yeah, you can straight up see that we did have an accumulation schematic play out within this region. Let me just quickly place this out. You can see here the schematic over here. You can see that there's an accumulation schematic. You can see here we had the selling, we pretty much had the selling climax, the secondary test, the spring, the retest, and then price pretty much had the overall impulse. And then what can we see here now? Price pretty much failed to take out this liquidity. So there is liquidity based above on all of this essentially. So let me just quickly mark this out as an area of liquidity. So liquidity is upon this area essentially. So once price does take out this liquidity, I feel like we will have initial move towards the downside, possibly to have a little refresher before becoming bullish again. But let's quickly go and see what is going on as of right now. So yeah, you can see here that we were making accumulation schematic, but price failed to essentially make a break of structure. Well, we did have a break of structure, let's be real. But let me just mark this out. Fine. Yeah, so yeah, you can see here that we had the selling climax, the secondary test, the spring. From the spring on, we did have the retest. From the retest, we had the break of structure. But it looks like price pretty much didn't respect this. Pretty much respected this supply zone very well, as we did have another leg towards the downside. So just pretty much following the steps within Bitcoin. And it just depends on the overall market essentially. So if you go over to Bitcoin to see how Bitcoin is doing, you can see here that Bitcoin is pretty much within a cycle as well. So overall market does have cycles. So you can see here we had the accumulation, and then we had the distribution, and then we had the accumulation again on this demand zone, and then you can see here on this very strong supply zone that we did have a distribution again, which therefore led towards the move towards the downside. And then therefore we're just waiting on what price is doing as of right now. Hopefully next week we could possibly have another bullish leg, but looking at it, I feel like we could possibly be bearish, but you never know when it comes to Bitcoin. So if you go back over to Tron to see what is most likely for the next week, let's go over to the 4-hour. So in my opinion, I feel like let me draw a Fibonacci retracement actually to see from here onwards see where price is. So yeah, price is pretty much trading within the 0.618 region. We could possibly have the leg towards upside, possibly even breaking past 0.07 essentially, but you never know what could happen over the next few weeks. So it is what it is. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe as I'm trying to hit 600 subs. Peace.